Hey guys, Marstingan here, bringing you another Dragon Ball Z Dokkan battle video. And so the worldwide celebration is about 2 weeks away, and everybody is still speculating as to what it is going to be. I might do a video based on some of my own predictions and some thoughts about what it could be. Maybe let me know down below in the comments of this video. I'll probably make a tweet as well as to what you think it is going to be and why. We'll do that as like a separate thing, maybe closer to the time. But something that has been going around that I've been seeing that I thought was kind of interesting, or at least interesting enough to make a video about, is, as you can see from the title, there's this very interesting quote-unquote theory that people have been putting around that I've seen quite a few people mention now, that is leading people to believe that the worldwide celebration theme will be Battle of Gods. Now, it is kind of interesting, and in a way, like, it's kind of like a fun little theory that if it was true, it would be kind of a cool little thing that Dokkan has done by giving away the clues over time. But I do have a few problems with it, and so this video is basically going to be explaining that theory and then what my thoughts are on it. So, as you can see in the background here, I have the timeline up from JP, because the theory is solely based around the JP timeline, which does make sense because in previous years, the Dokkan Fest that comes out before the worldwide celebration has set the tone for the worldwide celebration, but that's only on the JP version, because obviously Global mixes things up a little bit and releases things in a slightly different order or just slightly later, so the Dokkan Fest we get before the worldwide celebration isn't necessarily related. So last year, for example, we got the Tech Gohan, and then the worldwide celebration was, of course, Majin Buu Saga themed. So everybody thought that this was going to be GT themed earlier in the year, and then Super Vegeta came out. So that's kind of thrown a wrench into the works and started people speculating that it could basically be anything. And so that's where this theory has come from. So as we scroll down, so basically everything past the anniversary, this is where they started to give us the clues as to this Battle of Gods celebration, if this theory is to be believed. So the first Dokkan Fest that came out after the worldwide celebration was, of course, the physical Goten and Trunks, the Gifted Warriors and Kamehameha lead. Obviously, this is why I was talking about the difference between the two timelines, because these came out on Global before the anniversary, but the theory is entirely based around the JP timeline, as I said. So we keep scrolling down a little bit. Obviously, Saiyan Day was on both versions. Big celebrations like Saiyan Day are kind of excluded from this theory of like building up to this Battle of Gods thing, because obviously they are their own themed special celebrations. Plus, of course, the two that we're going to mention here were both on both versions at the same time, because there is, of course, the GT themed celebration coming up in a bit as well. So after Saiyan Day, JP received Videl, who is, of course, the latest Dokkan Fest exclusive to come out on JP. Very controversial unit, or sorry, on Global, just come out on Global. Very controversial unit. A lot of people consider her to be the best hero in the game now. A lot of people disagree, whether that's just because it's Videl or because of the issues that she does have, like her wonky link set, lack of teams. I don't know. I've been having a bit of fun using her. We're still trying her out in some different events. But yeah, Videl came out next. Then we scroll down a little bit further, and we get to the GT celebration. So like I said, this was on both versions at the same time, has its own theme, so it's not part of the theory. And then after the GT celebration, JP got the Kid Gohan celebration based around the Garlic Jr. stuff. Garlic Jr. was a side banner unit, and obviously the LR, Goku and Piccolo from that movie came out as the Part 2 LR. And then once we go past the Tanabata celebration, which is, of course, again, its own big celebration based around an actual celebration in Japan, we move down to the most recent Dokkan Fest on JP, which is, of course, the Super Vegeta. So you can probably see where I'm going with this, or maybe you've seen the theory yourself already. But yeah, looking at the Dokkan Fest that released from the worldwide celebration, we got Goten and Trunks, we got Videl, we've got a Gohan, because this is Kid Gohan. We have the Super Vegeta. So, what do those units all have in common? Well, I don't even need to put a clip in here from the movie or anything, because we have it on the card art for the TUR of the Int God Goku. But yes, those 5 characters that all received Dokkan Fests after the 6-year anniversary on JP were the 5 characters used in the God ceremony in order to make Goku into a Super Saiyan God for the first time. So the theory suggests that Akatsuki has been teasing us ever since the 6th anniversary that the worldwide celebration was going to be Battle of Gods by releasing Dokkan Fest exclusives throughout the year of every single character that was involved in the God ritual. And this is what I was saying at the beginning, like, if this was actually true, then I think this is a really cool thing that they've done here, because you know, it took people a while to pick up on it. I don't know when this theory first surfaced. I definitely didn't see it like the day Vegeta came out. But it'll be interesting who exactly sort of came up with this originally. But obviously, there are a few problems with this theory. And now, whilst I would love to be wrong, because I do think it is a very cool idea that they've been planning this, sowing these seeds for what the anniversary on JP was in February, so like 6 months basically they've been slowly teasing at this if it was true. But there are a couple of problems. So obviously, if we start off, Goten and Trunks, no issue, they're exactly the same, that's fine. Videl is of course the Videl from the Majin Buu saga, not the Videl from Dragon Ball Super, but there's not really a huge difference. There's not, like, if you think about the actual start of Dragon Ball Super, it's only supposed to be a few months after the end of the Buu saga, so for all intents and purposes it is the same Videl. Obviously the exact moment in time that this card is taken for is incorrect, but I mean, same with Goten and Trunks, right, because this is from the Bio Broly movie. But then we move on to the Gohan, and this is where the theory kind of starts to lose its legs a little bit, is the fact that obviously the Dokkan Fest, whilst it was indeed for a Gohan, it was for Kid Gohan. And of course this is Kid Gohan. This card and the celebration theme was from the Garlic Jr. Saga, so like no one in the show was even a Super Saiyan at this point, whereas obviously the ritual, everyone goes Super Saiyan. The one difference I actually do kind of like from the TV series of Super retelling of the Battle of Gods events is I did think it was kind of cool that Videl got to have slightly spiky yellow hair as well, but yeah, it's not the right Gohan, which is the initial problem. And then of course this Vegeta, whilst it is Vegeta, it's the Vegeta from the Cell Saga. It is Super Vegeta and not Super Saiyan Vegeta, but I feel like that's a minor nitpick. So really the Gohan is kind of like the flaw in this theory, because if we'd had a release of, if this is where say Tech Gohan had released like this year rather than last year, then I could see the theory being a lot stronger, because it is already the sort of grown-up Gohan. But because it's Kid Gohan, I do think that's a little bit shaky. But it's definitely an interesting theory, and it would be pretty cool if it was true. The other thing that leads me to believe that that is not going to be the case, however, is if we look at the previous worldwide celebration. So we had the STR Goku and Vegeta that fuse into Vegito, and we had the physical Buu-Tanks that transforms into Buuhan. And then even the year before, that was when we had Cell and Gohan Super Saiyan that transforms into Super Saiyan 2, apparently. Don't know if that's ever happened for anyone. And then the Cell, who obviously can explode, well, I say explode, he doesn't actually do any damage, but explodes, reforms, gives you the full heal, and becomes the super perfect Cell. So the problem is, both of these Dokkan Fests, and I believe even the worldwide celebration before that was exactly the same, although the wiki doesn't go back that far when listing the celebrations for some reason. This is where we get our Extreme Dokkan Fest exclusive. So we have a Super banner and an Extreme banner. Most of the units are split Super and Extreme, although obviously they often throw in the dual Dokkan Fest, like the Golden Week units. So like for this year, Physical GT Goku should be on one banner and GT Vegeta should be on the other, even though they're both Super types. But one is Super and one is Extreme. This is pretty much the only place we ever get an Extreme Dokkan Fest exclusive LR from. And so of course the biggest problem is, if this celebration is going to be Battle of Gods themed, every single Beerus that exists in the game so far, even though you could argue that maybe they shouldn't be, are all Super type units. So if it's a Battle of Gods themed celebration, obviously one of the banners would be some form of God Goku, whether he starts out as God Goku or starts out as like Super Saiyan Goku transforms. Obviously that would remain to be seen. I'm sure we will get a new version of that kind of card at some point soon. But then the problem is, who is the other banner going to be? Because if it's Battle of Gods related, there is nobody else in the movie that it could be. Like, it has to be Beerus as the opposite banner unit. And of course, every single Beerus in the game so far is a super type. Now, that doesn't mean that they couldn't release a Beerus based solely on Battle of Gods, who is an extreme type. It's not something they usually do, but obviously, I mean, given his progression throughout the series, we have Vegetas that are extreme and Vegetas that are super, so it's not exactly impossible, but it does make it seem a little bit less likely. So I feel like the Beerus problem and the Gohan problem are kind of the biggest flaws in this theory. But let me know what you guys think down below. Do you think Akatsuki has slowly but surely been giving us these clues that lead to a Battle of Gods worldwide celebration? Or do you think there's too many problems with the theory? If you don't think it will be Battle of Gods, of course, let me know what you think it's going to be down below. Follow me on Twitter at @TheMaskedNingen. The link is in the description. Keep an eye out. I will put out a tweet soon asking what you guys think the theme will be and do like a community response video. And yeah, just let me know all your thoughts on this theory down below in the comment section. So that is going to be it for the video, guys. This has been The Masked Ningen. Smash that like button, subscribe to the channel if you are new. Check out the links down below for the Discord and the merch store, and I will see you all again soon. Have a good one.